Breaking update from Hollis Hall. Phones are lighting up, calendars are being cleared, and a very specific kind of conversation is happening behind closed doors. One that doesn't leak unless there's a pulse. This isn't clickbait. This is one of those nights where a franchise tests its nerve and decides whether good is enough or whether the next step demands something bigger, louder, heavier in the trenches. Here's the situation in plain English. A power move is on the table. The kind that rewrites protections and makes offensive coordinators throw out half their call sheet by Wednesday. It's not about a flashy name out wide. It's not a gadget. It's a sledgehammer for the middle of the line. The place where grown man football leaves and playoff games tilt. Stick with me, and I'll show you exactly why this idea is even in the room scheme fit. Cap logic, trade costs, locker room impact, and how it changes Sundays at Soldier Field. We'll talk risks too. Not fairy tales. Real football, real numbers, real consequences. If it sounds aggressive, it's because winning big in this league is aggressive. You're watching Bears News Fan Report. If you ride with this team through cold nights and tough losses, smash that like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell. We break the moves before they become headlines, and we do it together with clarity, passion, and a little Chicago edge. Let's set the stage. The Bears finally have a clean runway at quarterback on a rookie deal. The offense is getting younger and faster. The line is growing nastier. The defense has edges who can stress the pocket, and a back seven that plays faster when the quarterback is uncomfortable. What's missing is simple to say and brutal to find. Reliable, repeatable interior havoc on command. You've seen it. On money downs, when the stunt doesn't land, when offenses slide to sweat, when the quick game steals your rush, the middle needs a bully. Someone who caves the pocket from guard center, turns a clean step up into a panic step back, and forces floaters that become gift picks. That's the last puzzle piece for a unit that wants to be feared in December, not just respected in September. This is also about timing. Contenders pounce when their window is opening, not when it's already wide. Rookie deal quarterback. Cap flexibility that still breathes. A division that's there to grab and a schedule that punishes soft fronts. When you connect those dots, you at least make the phone call. That's how smart front offices operate. The market matters. Around the league, a handful of teams are retooling, asset cycling, or just listening more than they say out loud. Some stars are locked in forever. Some are locked in until a first-rounder with conditions changes the math. Few players actually move, but the ones who do can tilt a season overnight, especially if they live between the guards. So let's stop dancing around it, because I know why you're here, and I know what you heard. The name on Chicago's whiteboard tonight, the one that would slam the door on soft interiors and change how offensive lines set their calls, is Jeffrey Simmons. Yes, that Jeffrey Simmons, a top-tier interior destroyer, double-team magnet, pocket collapser, tone setter. The word is exploratory heat, not empty rumor. The fit is so clean it almost feels unfair. Here's what's real. Simmons is the exact archetype this defense craves. He wins early with hands, wins late with power, and wins always with effort. Slide to him and you free the edge. Leave him single and your guard is on skates. In Chicago's front, he would line up as the engine, your three-tech answer on passing downs. Your force multiplier on early downs. The guy who makes everyone's job a little simpler and the quarterback's job a lot harder. Here's what's complicated. Price and planning. You don't just get a player like this. You pay. Likely a premium day one asset plus a sweetener. Maybe a conditional pick tied to snaps, production, or team success. Then you align the contract with your extension map edge money, quarterback window, core pieces you want to keep together. You don't rob tomorrow to flex today. You build a runway for both. On grass, the picture is mouth-watering. Imagine sweat wide, a nose anchoring the gap, Simmons shaded to a guard. Run your Tay chip if you want. Simmons will still dent the pocket. Call quick game. His get-off shrinks throwing lanes and helmets start tipping passes. Try wide zone. His knockback forces a bounce, and your pursuit closes the noose. 3rd and 6. Stun Simmons across the face of a sliding center and tell your DBs to break on throws that arrive a tick late. It's not just sacks. It's 2nd and 10 instead of 2nd and 5. It's 3rd and 8 instead of 3rd and 3. It's a coordinator punting on deep shots because the launch point is chaos. That's hidden yardage, hidden points, hidden wins in windy games that flip on field position and turnovers. Chicago football. JanuaryFootball.now risk management. Simmons commands attention and cash. You manage that with snap plans, interior rotation, and honest conversations about usage. Keep him fresh, keep him violent, and align his incentives with the team's. Health is always a factor for big men who play in traffic. That's why the medicals matter and the structure matters even more. Guarantees. Rolling bonuses, triggers you control. Let's talk culture. The Bears are building a room that takes things personally. Leaders who speak on Wednesday and deliver on Sunday. Simmons, by play style and presence, fits that vibe. He's not a stats and garbage time guy. He's a tone guy. Put one of those in the middle and the standard rises around him. Young linemen learn faster. Edges hunt freer. Linebackers trust their fits. Compensation? Here's a realistic lane. A first this year is table stakes. A future day 2 with conditions is how you bridge value without detonating your board. Players can be involved, but picks talk. The Titans, if they're listening, will want clarity and clean assets. Chicago's sell is simple. We're buying gravity that changes outcomes, not a headline. Cap math, lipstick-free version. You can do this because your quarterback is cheap and your core on defense is tiered smartly. You're not stacking 3 top-of-market deals at the same position group. You are, however, committing to an identity. We win by stopping the middle and letting everything flow out. That's a good identity in the NFC North. In the win, in the cold, when finesse turns brittle. Timeline? 2 rails. 1. The league's early November trade deadline window, when buyers and sellers finally say the quiet part out loud. 2. The offseason, where picks reset and creativity expands. If the Bears want it now, it's because the season's arc says go. If talks push to spring, it's because both sides want oxygen for a bigger construction. What changes on the whiteboard Monday if this happens? 3rd down packages get nastier. Simulated pressures become home run calls instead of roll the dice. Red zone settles down because push beats trick. You start dictating to offenses, not reacting. And your DB? They get to play downhill because balls are coming out rushed at funky angles into tight windows. What about the ripple in the north? Offensive lines that felt comfortable fanning to the edge now have to respect the bully inside. Play action boots shorten. Pure dropback teams hate their lives on 2nd and long. Even mobile quarterbacks get penned because the escape lanes clog. You don't just add a player. You change the conversation. Now I want Bears Nation in this. Would you send a first and a conditional 3rd for a centerpiece in the middle? Would you prefer to keep the picks and swing lighter at the deadline rotational DT, situational rusher, interior depth? How would you split 3rd down usage Simmons solo with games up front? Or pair him with a NASCAR front and heat up protections? Put your blueprint in the comments. This is your team. Build it. My personal view. If the cost lives in that first plus conditional lane and the structure protects the future, I'd greenlight it. The fit is that clean. The impact is that loud. And yes, this is speculation, not a done deal. We're connecting football logic to a live possibility, nothing more. But if Chicago decides to punch the gas, you'll know exactly why it makes sense.